Hey guys, Matt here. We'll be filleting up some tautog that we caught out in Buzzards Bay on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. We'll be using the 7-inch Dextreme flexible fillet. So one of the great things about this knife is it has a dual edge. You've got your traditional precision blade here for making your cuts down the spine. It's also got this serrated back edge, which is great for cutting through bone, tough scales, and also making your initial cuts. It's also great because it preserves the sharpness of that traditional blade there on the front side. All right, one thing that'll really help this process is just wiping the tautog off with paper towels. They're very slippery, and it definitely helps get a nice purchase on the fish itself while you're making your initial cuts. Step one, we're gonna cut into the head meat of the fish. This is our initial cut, using this serrated blade to cut through some of these tough scales and bone. Step two, we'll continue to use the back end of the serrated blade, making a cut and following the spinal cord all the way down to the tail. We'll do this until we get all the way towards the end of the tail, and we'll push our blade through and finish the cut. For step three, we'll be using the traditional side of this fillet knife to follow down the spine of the tautog and just making sure that we have it pointed at an angle so we can separate the meat from the spine. Keeping the blade at a downward angle and going across the ribs here. You can start to see the meat here. It's nice, white, flaky meat. We're just following that spine. For step four, we'll just make sure that we come around the rib cage with our knife and separate the fillet from the rack of the fish. And I'll use the back end here to get through that tough rib cage, just above it, just above the bones there, and then finish off our cut right there. You've got a nice meaty white fillet. Just make a cut gently into the fillet, and then keeping your knife at an angle, just pull the skin off of the meat, and that's it. Making that initial cut gently because this blade is very sharp. Keeping the knife at an angle, just pull the skin right off of the meat. All right, so just repeat the process on this other side and you'll have two perfectly good tautog fillets ready for chowder or ready for the grill.